Sivolobova, 5 minutes.
Dear honorable members, thank you for this opportunity to discuss the situation of women in Oman. This statement highlights the plights of migrant women domestic workers and how the state fails to prevent and protect them from violence and discrimination. In Oman, domestic workers are not covered by the labor law. The only two legal instruments regulating domestic work are a 3-page ministerial decree and the standard domestic workers contract. 1. Release money. Domestic workers face a traveling practice known as release money, where employers demand fees regardless of living or working conditions to allow workers to return home. This practice lacks regulation and oversight, becoming a normalized, widespread, and accepted practice. Almost all employers that we engage with demand release money from domestic workers, even though it is well known that employers are first to breach the contract. This fee is between $700 to $2,000 depending on the nationality. This practice effectively amounts to forced labor. Last year, we assisted 52 Malawian domestic workers seeking repatriation due to severe abuse and exploitation. Their employers demanded an average of $2,000 to terminate their contracts. However, instead of investigating the situation, the Omani authorities facilitated the employers' demands for release money without proper inquiry. Our findings revealed that many of these women endure exploitative conditions, including instances of rape, forced abortion, and one resulting in death. 2. Grievances mechanisms. We have uncovered significant deficiencies to reporting grievances. We tried filing complaints using all mechanisms, and this is what we found. The Ministry of Labor channels are inaccessible. Attempts to use the emergency line yielded no success, and in-person filing often faced rejection due to passport or ID confiscation by employers. Complaints to the Royal Police were counterproductive, with officers responding by returning the workers to their employers. The National Committee for Combating Human Trafficking failed to respond through their website, and through email communications couldn't guarantee workers' safety during investigation. 3. Investigations. The lack of investigations into cases of abuse and exploitation faced by domestic workers in Oman is deeply concerning. Following the incidents of the 52 Malawian women, the police summoned them and their employers for questioning. Prior to their arrival, many women were threatened by their employers if they were to complain. All interrogations were conducted in the presence of the employers, and the police asked the women if they wanted to return home. Fearing retaliation, many felt compelled to decline. Notably, the police failed to inquire about contractual rights or identify them as potential victims of human trafficking. 4. Health insurance. Under the standard domestic work contract, employers must provide death insurance, but not health insurance. This disparity highlights a critical gap in protection, leaving workers exposed and employers shielded from full accountability. For example, the experience of extreme exhaustion often leads domestic workers to suffer severe mental health issues. In these instances, employers either throw them out of the house, abandon them in remote areas, or return them to recruitment offices. There, they are confined and cared for by other domestic workers until they either recover or again are thrown out. These women are abandoned by the system, are unable to receive adequate care, and if they do, it is often too late, highlighting the dire consequences of the absence of mandatory health insurance. 5. Human trafficking. Oman continues to make no effort to investigate or prosecute any traffickers of migrant workers or forced labor. For the 5th consecutive year, Oman did not convict any perpetrators for labor trafficking or domestic servitude. Oman's neglect of forced labor is reflected on the numbers of victims verified. On the other hand, our research has shown that human trafficking of domestic workers in Oman is widespread. We found a 99.8% prevalence of human trafficking among a group of 469 Sierra Leonean women. The majority of women endure conditions indicative of forced labor. 84% of the women did not have their passports with them. 60% experienced wage theft, and 91% of them were not allowed to leave the employer's house. In addition, we would like to present the following key points in response to Oman's reports. Domestic workers cannot terminate the contract or change employers. The majority work with no day off. They cannot leave the country without the employer's permission. Absconding charges are indiscriminately applied without considering individual circumstances. And last but not least, civil society in Oman is significantly constrained, leading to limited avenues for advocacy and the protection of human rights. We welcome any request from the committee to discuss and provide further detail regarding the submission. Thank you for listening.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.